I think there's a misconception that for yoga to be suitable for fertility or for trying to conceive, that it needs to be super gentle and super slow and that you can't sweat and that you can't build heat. And I don't think that's right. I think there's a time and a place for when you should build the circulation in the body and you should build that heat. And I think it's really important when you're on a fertility journey to be doing both of those things. I think the reason why yoga for fertility encourages us to move slowly and to lean into rest is because so many of our lives are the exact opposite of that. We've forgotten how to rest. We've forgotten how to do nothing. We've forgotten how to switch off. And that's what the yoga is trying to encourage us to do, to really slow down. I think we also need to recognize that our yoga practice should be individualized to us. So for instance, if you aren't a particularly active person and your yoga practice is the only time you're moving your body, then you might want to look into some more intense and more heat building yoga classes, because that circulation is going to be so good for your hormonal system, shifting unnecessary hormones out of the body, helping you to sweat them out and get rid of them. You might also be choosing a more intense yoga practice if you are an incredibly fit person. So adding a stronger form of yoga practice might feel better in your body because you are maintaining a level of fitness. We just don't want to go and stress the body out with a really intense yoga class if we're not there yet. If we're a beginner and we're pushing ourselves trying to do something really intense, then that's probably not the right choice for you. I would always recommend that you build up to more challenging and more intense yoga classes. But if you're already there and maybe you've been practicing yoga for a long time, there's absolutely no reason why you can't continue many of your strong practices if you're being mindful and also including other practices that are helping you to slow down and de-stress. I think sometimes we get so caught up in the I need to do and I need to fix this problem for myself that we forget about the fact that actually conception is asking us to be receptive, to slow down, to soften, and to be. And I think that's why a lot of fertility yoga classes are really slow and gentle. Though I do want to also recognize there is a place and a time where sometimes we just need to shake off that anxiety. We need to move our bodies. We need to feel strong in our bodies and capable in our bodies again. And so that's what this class is going to be all about. I want you to reconnect with that strength. I want you to feel unafraid to move in your body. This class is going to be suitable for all stages of your cycle. If you are looking for specific classes that help to work with the different stages of your cycle, you'll find them in my online yoga circle and the link will be below. But this one is going to be for anyone who is on a fertility journey, whether you're in your 2-week wait or before that. All of the poses in this class are going to be suitable for the different stages, and we are going to build a little bit of heat. So if you find yourself getting too hot, maybe it's a bit too challenging for you, I want you to listen to your own intuition and come to child's pose or come to rest in any other pose that feels comfortable, and then rejoin us when you're ready. Let's get going. So let's start in a comfortable seat. This might be cross-legged for you, this might be legs out in front, however feels good in your body at this point in time. So let's start by bringing the hands together, gently pressing the palms, the fingertips in towards each other, and then squeezing gently the shoulder blades together so that the heart begins to open. You might press the thumbs into the breastbone, and I want you to breathe into the low belly. You can have the eyes open or closed, it's up to you. I just like to close mine, helps me to focus inwards. Take a few breaths in and then sigh it out through the mouth, letting it all go. Good. Let's take a big breath in, taking the arms up towards the sky, and then exhale, hands through heart. And again, inhale, rising them high. And then exhale, drawing them through heart. One more here. Inhale, feel that spine lifting up tall, crown of the head reaching up. And then exhale, hands back through heart. Looking down towards the belly. And bring the hands onto the thighs. Tuck the chin, rounding through that back. And then inhale, opening through the heart. Almost like you're shining the heart forwards. And then exhale. Inhale, opening. One more, inhale. And exhale. Good. I want you to come on over into your child's pose. So this, your reminder, if any stage during this class you're feeling like you've lost your breath, like it's too much, any reason at all, overwhelmed by emotion, you can come to child's pose. Let's take the knees nice and wide, reach the hands out in front, and rest the forehead down to the mat. If the forehead doesn't come comfortably to the mat, two fists stacked on top of each other will do the trick. Otherwise, finding the breath here, letting the belly be soft between the thighs. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, I want you to round the back as you come up in our cat pose. And then inhale, lift the tail, lift the head, and sink back to your child's pose. As you exhale once more, coming up, rounding the spine. Inhale, lift the tail, lift the head, and draw it back towards the heels. Inhale. And exhale. Exhale as you round. Inhale as you let the belly sink. Good. Coming back to tabletop, bring those knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. As you inhale, take a right arm to sky. Exhale, coming all the way up. Reach the hand down the back of the thigh and left arm reaches to sky. Good. Let's slowly bring it all the way back down. Returning both hands to the mat. Inhale, left arm to sky. So take your time. Engage through the legs, engage through the core as you lift up. Left hand tracks down the thigh, right hand finds the sky. Little tiny back bend here. We're not going too far into the back just yet. Exhale, bring it all the way down. Good, tuck the toes under. Lift the knees slightly off the ground, starting to build a little bit of heat through the belly. Good. Next breath, press into the hands, lift the hips high, find your first down dog. And I want you to walk your dog out. So moving the legs, bending the knees, finding the movement through the hips, stretching out where it feels good. On your next breath, I want you to inhale, take the right leg to sky, and then exhale, draw the knee into the chest. Inhale, send it skyward. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest. And then inhale, send it skyward. This time we're going to draw that knee into the chest, but place the knee behind the right wrist. Stretch the left leg out behind us, pigeon pose. If this is too much on your hips, block or bolster or roll blanket underneath this right hip just to lift you up a little bit higher. If it feels good for you, I want you to tuck the back toes and we're going to power on that back leg so it's strong in our pigeon pose. See if you can lift through the heart, breathing here. Next breath, ground those hands back down. Rest the knee back down so that you can move the toes in a little closer as we press and lift that right leg all the way back up and the knee open out through the hip. Let's take a few circles here with our knee.
Good, and then release the foot back down. So option here, you can come to your child's pose.
Take that rest if you need it.
Or you can stay in your down dog for 5 full deep breaths. I just want you to focus on pressing into the hands, gently lifting the tailbone, and just being here in this moment. Quite a challenging pose when we just find stillness here. Can you follow the breath rather than getting caught up in the challenge? When you're ready, come back up and join us if you're in child's pose. If you're here in your down dog, left leg lifts to the sky. Exhale as we shift the knee into the chest. Inhale to sky. Exhale to heart. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale to sky. Exhale, bring that left knee behind left wrist, pigeon pose on the opposite side. Stretch that leg out behind you. Remember, get any props that you need here. And then we're going to activate that back leg. So tuck the toes, engage the muscles of the hip to lift the knee, lift the thigh. Good, and then next breath, press into the hands, step your way all the way back to down dog. Lift that left leg to the sky, bend the knee, open out through the hip. Press the heel of the right foot down into the mat. And then inhale, take circles through that left knee, circling out through the hip, one way and then the other. Breathing here. And then it's your choice whether you come down, back to your down dog, holding for 5 full breaths, or child's pose. Whichever position you're in, let your belly be soft, relax through the head and neck. Breathing here. Noticing any sensations in your body. Good, next breath, left leg to sky. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest and then step it to the outside of that front hand. As you inhale, let's rise the arms up, coming into a high lunge. Reach the fingertips towards the sky. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears, breathing here. And then inhale, open the heart. Exhale, reach the arms forward, strong and powerful through the legs. Inhale, so we move nice and slow so we can stay connected to breath. Stay connected to, does this feel good in my body? Is this energizing? Does this make me feel strong? Or does it make me feel depleted? And if the answer is depleted, then I need to rest and breathe and come back when I feel ready. Next breath, bring the hands down to the mat. Straighten up the front leg, drawing back into a hamstring stretch, like a really wide pyramid here. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Good. Creep the hands around. And I want you to take a seat down into this front leg. So we're getting a beautiful stretch through the hamstring, our Skandasana. The fingertips can stay grounded. Or if you like, see if you can raise them off, lengthening up the spine. Breathing here, balancing on that foot. You might wobble, that's okay. If you fall, see if you can laugh it off. Try not to be so serious. Yoga is also about playfulness and fun. I just can't stick it today. Breathing here. Good. Let's creep over to the opposite side, Skandasana, in the opposite direction. Again, stay grounded with the fingertips or have a little play, bringing hands to heart, finding length.
Good. Bring the hands to the ground. We're going to direct ourselves back in the opposite direction. So on the other side now, straightening up in our super wide pyramid pose, just so that we can keep the feet grounded. We're working towards getting the legs straight, but it doesn't matter if there are bends in them at the moment. Just feel like you're working to straighten them so that you get that beautiful stretch. Breathing here. On your next breath, engage through the legs, engage the core as you rise up into that high lunge. Stay grounded and strong through the legs, pressing into that back heel. And then inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, reach it forwards. Inhale, open up. Exhale, reach it forwards. Inhale. And exhale. Last one here. Inhale. I know you can feel that heat in the legs. Remember to listen to your body. Ground through the hands. We're going to step that right leg all the way back up. Open out through the hip. And then lower the foot down. Once again, choose to find child's pose if you need to slow down the practice, or stay here in down dog for 5 full deep breaths. Next breath, bring the knees down to the mat. We're going to walk the hands up the thighs so that we come into a high kneel, and then bring the hands onto the low back. So we're going to work through a few rounds of our camel pose, and I want you to just stay with what feels good in your body today. So we start with the hands on the low back for support. We're going to zipper up through the front line of the body, so feel like this part of your body engages to support, holding through the chest. And then maybe just gently letting the head and neck fall behind you. On your exhale, slowly release the hips down. We find our counter pose, resting the head to the mat. Make sure that the knees are a little bit wide so that your belly can nestle in between. Good. Next breath. We're coming on up once more. So rise the body up into the high kneel. So option to stay with the hands on the low back, or if you'd like to go a little deeper, again, engaging through the front line of the body as we reach back towards the heels. Head and neck can rest if that feels good. Coming up and out, using the core muscles to draw you out when you're ready. Taking a seat down, resting down into your child's pose. Letting the belly be soft here. Breathing deep. On your next breath, slowly come up. Stay grounded on those knees and take the feet a little bit wider so that you can sit in between them. Bring the hands behind you so fingertips are pointing towards the toes. And then I want you to lift the hips up so we're opening through the chest, through the shoulders. Head and neck can fall behind you again if that feels good. And then exhale, slowly bring the hips back down, chin comes back to chest. Reach those hands forward. We're coming back into a little bit of a power pose. Bring the right knee underneath the body. And then we're going to roll into our side plank. So lots of options here. You can choose to stay here in our modified side plank. You can decide to lift that bottom foot up so that we stack the feet on top of each other for our full plank. You could lift the top leg if you're feeling like really engaging and building some heat today. Whichever option you're in, remember to breathe. Good. Come on over into your plank. We need to draw the left knee into the left elbow. Send the foot back. Right knee into the right elbow. Send the foot back. Bring the knees down. And walk the hands forward into your puppy pose, melting the heart down. Next breath, walk the hands all the way back. Let's come into that side plank on the opposite side. So again, supporting with the bottom leg, or if you like, stacking the feet. Coming into our full side plank, maybe lifting the top leg if you want to build a lot of heat today. Stay with your breath. Good. Slowly bring both hands back down, coming back to your plank. Holding for a breath here. And then exhale it back, downward facing dog, or perhaps child's pose. We stay for 5 breaths. Bring the knees down. Come on all the way down to have a seat. We're going to take the legs out wide. So how wide your feet goes is entirely up to how flexible you are. It does not matter if you're a lot narrower than I am at this point. And then inhale the arms up. And I want you to exhale and lean forward, just until you can feel that stretch. And then inhale it back up. Exhale, gently lean forwards. And then inhale to rise. Exhale, lean forward. This time, allow the shoulders and arms to drop. We sink and stay. Good. Inhale as you sit tall. We're going to reach one hand across to the opposite thigh and gently look over the other shoulder. Think about sitting tall, feeling the crown of the head lifting to the sky on the inhale. And on the exhale, gently looking over that back shoulder. On your next breath, we inhale up and over. Breathing here. And then gently release, coming back to center. Big breath in. On the exhale, find the hand over to the opposite thigh, gently twisting in. Releasing back to center, reaching the other arm up and over. Good, releasing the hand down. We're going to come all the way down now onto our backs. So you can either use the hands for support or gently roll, coming down onto the back, hugging the knees into the chest, and then finding the hands to either the shins or the soles of the feet for our happy baby, Gently draw the knees down into the armpits, rocking from side to side. It's creating space, fluidity in the hips here. And when you're ready, bring the soles of the feet together and gently let the knees fall out to the side. So if you need cushions or pillows underneath the knees to make them feel more supported and comfortable here, please do so. And when you're ready, let everything else sink into your mat. Notice your body becoming heavy, sinking into all the points of contact with the floor. Keep your in-breath deep and your out-breath long. Each breath taking you a little deeper, relaxing you a little more. See if you can keep your mind present and aware of your body. Notice when it drifts off with other thoughts, and gently guide it back to the breath or to a sensation in the body that you can focus on. It's time to start bringing your awareness back now. Blinking the eyes open, maybe stretching the body long. Drawing those knees in towards each other. Maybe windscreen wipering them from side to side. And then when you're ready to, rolling onto one side and taking your time, coming up to have a seat. Coming back to where we started our practice today, bringing the hands to heart and just bowing down the head. Taking a moment to honor ourselves for showing up today for ourselves in this practice. I also want to honor this practice that connects us to each other, but also to ourselves. Thank you for taking the time to share your practice with me. Namaste.